mystery cigar by Sako. The cap came pre-cut. I'm not sure if to help it dry it out faster. It's been sitting out since yesterday, overnight. It's late morning here in Colorado. It's very dry out, so the cigar does not feel squishy at all. And with both ends breathing in this probably 10% humidity of Colorado, whatever it is, I think it's gonna be ready. Some slight minor damage to the bottom, but this one didn't come in cellophane. That's no big deal. It's gonna smoke right through that. That's nothing. Kind of a thinnish, lighter golden brown looking wrapper. If I had to guess, since Sako's keeping it secret, maybe Cuban, and maybe Cuban because you see some sunspots, right? I don't know, right? You can't fake Cuban sunspots. Maybe a Cuban, maybe not. I don't know. This foot smell is definitely not Fuente. If I had to guess that too, the foot smell does not have Fuente pancake syrup cognac smelling foot. So I don't know. Although that binder, a little clue, which I shouldn't have seen that because of damage, I see it. It's rather dark. That binder could be Mexican San Andreas. I don't know. We're gonna light it up and have to try to figure it out. Well, it's the morning and I'm fresh. I had a terrible night. Not hanging out with my friends. That was nice. Flex, that was very nice. I got no sleep last night. My missus was crying in pain entire night, and so but she didn't want to go to the hospital. She was pain everywhere. So I got that going for me. So I'm hoping this cigar is going to be really great to take me away. Just, get me the hell out of here. It seems to be Toro. It seems to be 6x50. 52 at best, but I would guess more 6x50, maybe 52, a light 52 or a heavy 50. If I had to guess on the wrapper too, I don't think Connecticut, a little too dark for Connecticut, maybe some type of lighter sun-grown, maybe a Corojo wrapper, I don't know. It could be a low-prodding Mexican San Andreas wrapper, but with, with not much high fermentation to make it look dark. Let's smoke it up. But off the bat, it's definitely not Padron. It's definitely not Fuente. This is just my expertise. Now, of course, going in blind with zero clues, I could be wrong, but I know it's not Padron. And I know 100% it's not Fuente. Taking my time, doing what I normally do so I control the situation. Soft, gentle heat, can't stress that enough. That's right, folks. Tensive for campings. Drugs are bad. No cigars in prison and nothing you want in your mouth. That wrapper is a very delicate wrapper. Just the closest match is darkening up the wrapper, which normally I don't see that on the cigars I normally smoke. So is this a tobacco that I normally don't get to smoke? Is this Cuban? Draw is very good though. Maybe it's not Cuban. Whatever it is, it's fucking phenomenal. Whatever cigar this is, that's fucking phenomenal. That's a great cigar. Wow, that's a great cigar. I could spot bullshit a mile away, and I could spot a great cigar 2 miles away. I can't stress that enough. I'm fresh. Hey. See, I care about high quality soaps. 2 different high-quality toasts. I'm so fresh, I'd make your mother leave your father. Here's what it is. No, that would be a sin. That was a joke. Okay? Your mother and father should stay together. Right? To death do they part. I feel like it's understood, but we might need a slight modification. To death do you part of natural causes. Because either party might be going, all you gotta do is die and I can take your shit and move on. Of natural causes. Or maybe naturally I'm sick of this bitch. Guys is like, God, kill me in my sleep, please. Sad story. Funny story. There was a recruit, Paris Island, when I was there in 2002, August through November. His last name was Pores. And of course he wasn't a strong man. He was that small percentage that, wants to be one and was fucking everything up. And on every level, it was a fat body and fucking everything up. We were getting punished every day because of this guy. So, every night, the drill instructor made him pray. Made him pray. First, he prayed for forgiveness for all the punishment we were suffering. But then he'd also tell him to pray to God to kill him in his sleep because he's such a piece of shit, and the Marine Corps doesn't deserve a piece of shit like him in uniform. So, every night, say your prayers, fucking private recruit. Say your prayers, fucking recruit, boys. You're not called private yet. You don't earn the private. At that time, maybe back in the day they called privates in boot camp. When I was there, it was recruit. Anyways, say your fucking prayers, boys. I can't hear you, recruit, boys. Dear God, I'm sorry, I'm such a piece of shit. Please kill me in my sleep. I mean. You know the Holy Spirit went up to the guy. He's like, what am I supposed to do with this? The guy's actually praying. He's like, it's under duress. It doesn't count. He didn't want to say it. He's like, it's under. He's like, are you here willfully under your free accord? No. He's saying, he's praying for me to kill him under duress. Therefore, we can't kill him. Therefore, and not answering his prayer is answering his prayer. Think about it. And he's like, that's why you're God, God. I said, that's some master. He's like, all right, just get out of here. He's like watching the Richie show. All right. He's doing an unboxing right now. God's watching unboxing in the future. Richie shows it. The show's hysterical. I mean, he's a reverend, but he always respects me, no matter what. He won't use the Lord's name in vain, and he respects my family, my son. This guy's got respect. I like that. Fear of God is a sign of wisdom. I don't know what the cigar is. Look at that. For some reason, the cigar didn't keep up the wrapper. Smoking well. Hold on. That's tunneling. I don't know what this is. It ain't a good one. What? Now this one was not advertised that it was very wet. I don't think this one's very wet. That's not a moisture issue. I mean, the moisture is not going to happen generally in the wrapper as fast as the binder, because the wrappers help out. It's that rolled up filler that's going to what is going on with that wrapper? I don't know. It's not a Fuente. It's not a Fuente. It's not a Padron. It's not a LFD. In my opinion, it's too strong for a Cuban cigar. If it is a Cuban cigar, that's a very strong Cuban cigar. Or very young tobacco, which could be misperceived as strength. could be, but it doesn't feel extremely dirty though. The finish is kind of long, but not very heavy. It's a medium full strength. It's about 60 to 65% darkness. So that darkness rating could put it could be Cuban tobacco because Cubans are not known for extremely dark wrappers. At the same time, it's smoking very well, but it's burning like shit. I like the flavor. It is a good cigar. So that could be an issue, maybe of the damage in the beginning, but I don't know. Because, remember how there was that damage in the beginning? Maybe the binder was fucked up at the beginning. Because remember it had that dent on the front? That could have caused the initial problem. Maybe the fire didn't spread around. If it was just a wrapper, the binder still should have lit it up. But if the binder is damaged under the wrapper, and you have the filler go underneath it, if the binder's up, it's going to pass right through. Like the angel of death on the Passover, and leave that house alone. You like how I tied in a Bible study with that. I wish my first marriage would have just passed over me. Is what it is. I can't place the cigar, so because of that, my first guess would be Cuban. My second guess would be maybe perhaps a blend that Sako made that's unique to, obviously him making a blend, and then therefore my brain has never experienced this profile. The fact that he cut the cap though is odd. And that wrapper is still falling behind there. Cigar is quality tobacco. I mean, you have to separate the quality of the flavor versus a burn issue, because if there is damage or something went wrong at the factory, and something went a little damage in there where it's flowering right there. You see, it's like a little crack right there, and that's where a little bit of the damage was. But it could have been more damage than was noticeable, and if it got bent, it's going to create a riff. Kind of like my first marriage, there was a riff. They're like, and until death do you part, sickness and in health, and they're like, I'll give it 2 years. No, it's sickness and health. Yeah, 1 year for sickness, 1 year for health, and then we part. And you're like, that's not what the priest said. Doesn't matter. Just sign the state legally binding of forever and eternity. Sign the fucking contract. Kind of a brisk, cold morning. I should be sitting in the sun. Medium to full, not super dark, 65% darkness, with a kind of little messed up burn. If I had to guess, this could be a Cuban. If I had to guess. The intensity is dying down a little bit. Dry cedar. Not a dark earthiness, more of a brownish earthiness, like sandy earth. Black coffee, black pepper, and floral notes. No major sweetnesses. I'm gonna go and come back. If I had to guess, maybe some type of Cuban. Maybe one of his? I don't know though. Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? We're back. I'm gonna have to do a touch-up of all time. Look at that. Look at that. The cherries coming in right there. So if I had to guess, and I don't know. Only because of the construction issue. But I've had Cubans that had really good construction. But then I've had some Cubans, one that even Sako sent me, and said this one's gonna have a problem. And that was the Romeo, which was a great cigar. But that one had some construction issues. What's funny is the construction issue with this is not the draw, which is the most important part. So if the draw is working, but you're getting a terrible burn, I'll take that over the burn working. But the draw, and then there's a tight draw. So let's fix this up. Extremely windy outside. We're gonna burn it all. I don't know. And then we're gonna have to burn it and ash it. I don't know. We're gonna have to ash that. Wow. That's a problem. Still medium to full, not extremely dark. Draw working fine. It's the burn that's having issue, but I'll take that. So not a pretty burning cigar in this case. The draw is working fine. It's not waterlogged. It's burning fine as far as the draw, but it's just not burning in a straight line. I guess if I had to guess, I'd have to guess maybe some type of Cuban. If I had to guess. It's quite an enjoyable cigar. Price point on this cigar, I'd probably put it somewhere between, if I had to guess, between $8 and $12 for the price point. That's what I feel the cigar should be around. Now, of course, if it is a Cuban and if there's gouging and everything else, that could be a whole other factor. And also, the issue here with the burn, in the same box of Cubans, you could have a bunch with no problems and then a few with some problems. But I can't guarantee that it's Cuban. It doesn't really feel Honduran. It doesn't really feel, definitely not a Connecticut shade wrapper. It doesn't feel heavily Dominican. Dominicans would generally have sweetness to it. It doesn't feel heavily like Nicaraguan as well, though. Although it could have any of those tobaccos in the small part, but it doesn't feel like a Nicaraguan Puro or Dominican Puro. It's definitely not a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. holding the smoke. It's not extremely intense or extremely strong, but it's not weak by any means. It's there. It's at a medium full, but it's the flavor's there, but it's not extremely strong. Just try to control the damage. That would be my guess. That would be my guess. Am I enjoying the cigar though? I am. So that's the question. The flavor on this cigar would be a 4.5. Due to the burn issues, which I don't know if it's because of the construction and or if maybe that slight damage, I don't know. So that would be a 4.0. So in between we'll give it, it's a 4.3. The cigar's a 4.3. It's an enjoyable cigar. Which would put it in that good to very good. Above good, but right below very good, as far as my concern. It would be a 4.3. Good flavor. Almost like a lightish Habano flavor. If it's not a Cuban cigar, it would feel like a lighter Habano wrap kind of a cigar. The spice is there. It's not super intense, but it's not a weak spice. That would be my guess, if I had to guess. I don't know. Well, we're back. About to get into our last third. Not yet, we're almost there. Quality control as far as the construction all the way through. The flavor's been really good. The flavor's been really classic, Cubanesque. Sourdough, rich cedar, black pepper, not a dark earth. I don't find, cigars like this having dark earth. Drier, lighter earth. Coffee note, floral notes. Well, here's the thing, I'm gonna be honest. A few minutes ago, I sent some pictures to Sako and all my guesses. What I deemed what the cigar was and what the cigar was not. Definitely cigar's not a Connecticut broadleaf. Definitely not a Connecticut shade. Definitely not a Mexican San Andres. Definitely not a Cameron. That's what I've been saying on this video. And Sako responded in the text. It is a Cuban Trinidad cigar. Vindicated, Richie was right. Now, of course, it makes it difficult guessing completely blind because this could have been anything. This could have been a classic Sako hand roll, but his construction, Sako's construction is superior to most brands and Cuban cigars. Now, what he said though, that this cigar he bought about 8 years ago on vacation, so. Now, I've heard also in latter times, in the more newer Cubans, that he's seen some quality control improvements. So, maybe back then, this is, and not an inexpensive cigar, not a cheap cigar. But I'm going to stand true to where if this was a new, now minus the control as far as the way this burns happening, but just the flavor and everything, it should be like a solid $12 cigar if I was buying here in America. That was right. I need to drop off that ash. It's just the wrapper doesn't want to keep up with the rest of the cigar. Or is it that the filler is just burning way too fast and the wrapper's like, hey man, you leave me behind? That's the question. But I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm feeling like my Richie sense was up. It's like playing Guess Who when you're smoking a cigar blind. So it's easy to guess what it's not, and then from there figure out maybe what it is. Forgetting about if I liked it, forgetting about, you have to zoom out and say, it doesn't feel Nicaraguan. It doesn't feel Honduran, and it didn't feel Dominican. It didn't feel like Fuente, it didn't feel like Padron, and it didn't feel like Davidoff. Not a shade room, not a Maduro. The smoke output's been very good, so I say, there's no issue with that. It's been smoking very nice. I will take a burn issue, construction issue, or a plug issue. I could have smoked this all the way through and just kept on cracking off the damaged part of the wrapper and smoked fine. So the draw is fine. For some reason with this cigar, Sako said he smoked 4 of these and he had the same issues. Well, the cigar didn't disappoint either way. It lived true to classic Cuban flavor. It lived true to, I guess, back in the day, classic Cuban quality control. It is what it is. Somewhere in between is the reality. That no matter how much you have quality tobacco, if you rush the production in a communist country, like I said, it is what it is. I'm not a Cuban expert. You'd have to talk to AP about that. It's going to stay at a 4.3, an enjoyable cigar. Visually, no. Visually, not enjoyable because all those issues would frustrate the shit out of me. But as far as the flavor and everything else, I quite enjoyed the flavor. If you like drier notes, if you like cigars not being extremely dark or extremely strong or extreme, I can see why someone would like this cigar. Just a slightly little stronger here in the last third, not as picky at all. What's quite amazing about it is that it's about medium to full on the palate, but then once you let it go, not extremely heavy finish. So it would be a good transitional cigar. Like you could have another cigar after this. You can go straight to Padron or My Father or something like that and plow right over it, Right there, speak up a little bit though, and you can see that wrapper doesn't want to, and I think that's the misplacement of the Ligero. If you look, it's not just the wrapper really. The Ligero, see the pointer part. The Ligero's not so centered in this cigar. And if you had the Ligero, it should be in the center of the cigar to help give the ash strength, but allow the wrapper to burn, the binder to burn. If the Ligero's all the way to one side, it could cause some burn issues, and that's the issue with that cigar. That makes sense. Makes sense. Well, I think we're going to go now. I enjoyed the cigar. It was a pleasant Cuban cigar. Maybe a little on the stronger side for a Cuban cigar, but not by no means is it full age of Fernandez. You didn't get to fool Richie. It was a little more on the difficult side with that burn issue, because it was focusing on that. But the flavors and what it didn't taste like, Richie didn't get got. I'll see you around. Yeah, it's a 4.3. It's a good to a very good cigar. Surprisingly, the cigar didn't lose that much balls after 8 years. That's a plus sign. Smoke up, but it's really good. So like I told you, it wasn't a draw issue. The tobacco's burning. It's just burning ugly. I mean, it's burning ugly, and that's wrappers being pushed up because the Ligero is all the way to one side. So that's not the wrapper's fault. And scientifically, on that side, you see it's burnt up. That's because the Ligero is burning slower, pushing it up. If you look on that same side, if you reverse the cigar, here is a stem right there, and you can see the thicker Ligero leaf, which is kind of a different color on the side. That I was going to pick that up. Hey, this should be one of those situations where, not a looker, but she cooks and cleans. That's a good Cuban cigar. Not so great burn. See you around.